morning, guys. It's 6:30 on Saturday morning, and I am here to watch the royal wedding. I was just watching it up in bed, like the YouTube live stream of it, and then I realized I wanted the commentary, so I got out of bed, made some coffee, fed the cat, and now I'm here. My face is like really red, but I'm really excited. As you know, I love Suits and I love Meghan Markle, so I am very excited about this. Hello, I'm currently getting ready, if you can't tell, putting some makeup on today. And since the royal wedding finished, hold on, let me just scooch back a little bit. Since the royal wedding finished a few hours ago, I've been back to watching the second season of 13 Reasons Why, which just came out yesterday. And I was watching it most of yesterday afternoon and evening, and I didn't love the show in season 1. I mean, like, I only really watched it because I read the book in grade school, and if there's ever a book that I read that I enjoy, and it comes out into a movie or a TV show or whatever, I just watch it. Like, just because I'm curious, just because, I don't know, I like book adaptations most of the time. You know, if you've ever watched the show, or I'm guessing even if you haven't, you've heard about it in some capacity, and this show thrives off of, like, shock value. Like, that's its trademark. I mean, without that shock value, without the presentation of, like, super violent or super graphic content, like, it's not the same show. It's not near as interesting as a show. It loses most of what makes it different than other shows. So they hang on to that pretty hard, especially in this season, and it's just like, it takes you much further into, like, private moments that most shows, if any shows, ever do. I can make an argument for why that's bad, and I can make an argument for maybe why it's not so bad, but I think overall, as I'm going through season 2, and I've watched, I think I just stopped halfway through episode 11. I think overall, I can decide at this point that I don't like it. Now, my problem is, once I start a show and I devote my time to it, like, I just feel the need to finish it. Like, I have watched multiple seasons of shows that I just didn't like because I made it through season 1, and it's just like, I feel like I'm invested now. Like, I just have to. It doesn't matter how much I dislike it. I'm going to continue to watch it most of the time. Unless conveniently I forget or I don't hear that it comes back. But because I have anxiety, I feel like we should kind of talk about that, because I have been open, I have anxiety, and normally anxiety doesn't mesh well with shows like this, and normally I would steer very, very clear. So what I try to do in situations like this is know my limits. I'm not afraid to, like, skip through parts that are just too much for me, or walk away when I need to. Like, I was in the middle of an episode, I was just like, I'm a little overwhelmed, I'm gonna walk away, I'm gonna do something else for a while and decide if I want to go back. And also, I did this with season 1, and now I've done it again. They really build up. The final episode of the first season was the most dramatic, graphic one they had, and they're kind of leading up to the same thing in season 2. So I spoiled it for myself. Like, I looked it up, I went on Tumblr, I looked at the hashtag, I read all the posts that said, spoiler alert, don't read if you don't want to be spoiled, whatever. I read them, and so I'm at least, like, mentally prepared if A, I want to watch it. Sorry, my camera died. But 2, if I do want to watch it, I'm at least mentally prepared for what's gonna happen, and I can skip through it, or just knowing what's gonna happen before it happens helps ease the anxiety a little bit. Like, I think a lot of the anxiety is just being unsure, at least for me. And honestly, I read what happens at the end and I don't know if I can watch it. So I'm kind of sitting here like, am I gonna finish it? Should I just not? I mean, I made it to episode 11. Like, there's only 2.5, hours left. Like, do I just deal with it? Can I handle it? Can I not? You don't want to hide from the things you're anxious about. You don't want to let it keep you from doing things, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, what do I gain from watching it? And if there's not a good enough reason to want to push through it, then, maybe it's not the best decision. But in other news, I really wanted to go outside and take Instagram pictures today. I love Instagram. I want to be better on Instagram. I kind of suck at it. Just because I don't take time like out of my day on a Saturday to go take pictures anywhere. Any pictures I take of myself, I have to do myself. But I also want to just be better at like taking pictures of other things and finding things out in the world to take nice pictures of. But that requires going out into the world and actively looking for them. Which I just suck at. I just want to be home. And there's only so many photos you can take in your home. But it's like been chucking down rain all morning, so I'm kind of afraid to just like go anywhere and then just be covered in rain and not be able to do anything or go outside with a camera. Sorry. Just watching season 7 of Scandal, which I think I said went up yesterday, today. Something. I have barely moved from this spot all day, so I have not vlogged in a while. It's almost 8 p.m. at the moment, but I have not done anything, so really not an exciting vlogging day. So I guess I'll just say, find a good angle first. I'll say goodnight tonight, and then I'll talk to you sometime tomorrow when I'm hopefully doing something more exciting. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I'm currently trying to make a decision on whether or not I'm going to brave the Verizon store and go get a new phone. I've been debating for a while now, just upgrading this. This is a 6S, I think, and getting, I think, the 8 Plus. But there's currently something going on where I can trade this in and get a bunch more off of like a monthly charge of a new one. But what's stopping me is I hate, one, just like, I'm always afraid when I make this change and like move to a new phone that I'm gonna regret it. And I'm gonna wish I had my old one back. And two, I just hate going into the Verizon store just in general. And then having to sit there while they transfer my stuff over. I hate going into these places by myself. If you're around my age and you've ever had to like, I'm gonna sit on the floor. If you've ever had to like make a big purchase, then you may know what it feels like when you go into a store and no one takes you seriously, especially because I tend to get that I look younger than I am. So I'm 23, most people I guess think I'm like 18, 19. I don't know why. It was only like last year that someone told me I had a young face. I don't know what that means. But they tend to just like not take me seriously and not give me the time of day. And I just like, I have a really hard time buying like big purchases by myself where people like actually take me seriously. So I'd like to know if it's just my imagination or if this is like an actual thing that happens. The world is against me. I bit the bullet. I went to the Verizon store, went through the whole process of like telling me my pricing, blah, 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 this, that. And then it turns out they didn't have the actual phone that I was gonna get in the store, even though they thought they did. So he was like, you have to order it online, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, they checked surrounding stores, no one had it. I was like, I checked this before I came in here, your online availability, but okay. So I went to my computer to do it online when I got home, and it just kept failing. Like, I would try to put the phone in my cart, I'd get to like, no, I don't want a bundle, and then it would just fail. It would say, your order, or we can't process your request or something, and I was like, okay? So finally, after a few tries of it not working, I call my parents because I'm just like, can you try and do this? Because obviously they have access to the account, so I'm like, can you try and do this and like see if this works, because I can't get it to work. And my dad was able to do it just fine, so he was able to go through the account and order it for me, but like, what the heck? Like, I feel like the universe is telling me not to get this phone, but it's happening. It's gonna come this week, So I wanted to go outside and like enjoy the outdoors today, but I lost my morning sun in the Verizon store. So now it looks like it's gonna rain and I am here, so I don't know what to do. I feel like this video has been one of the more boring ones that I've ever had, and I've had a lot of boring videos, so that's saying a lot.